Our little intro bumper this week comes courtesy of Tone Rebellion. In his house at Roulier, dead Cthulhu waits dreaming of her. So we're going to do things a little bit different this week. We'll get to the comments after we talk about the outline, because most of the comments are suggestions on name and that sort of thing. Mm-hmm. So first things first, let's talk about what we've nailed down so far of the outline of this monstrosity.
Mm-hmm. Well, the opening should definitely be of her dreaming a very literal dream. Mm-hmm. That's going to tell you exactly what's going to come.
Our story proper starts in our little Innsmouth town.
Which is a university town.
Yeah, and literally everyone's parents work at the university.
Yeah, it's the major employer of the surrounding 5 towns.
Lego Brick and Ethnic Third Wheel have been the best of friends for as long as they can remember.
Yeah, that's why she has no interest in him at all, because he's like a brother.
Like a brother. He inherits this family heirloom, which we later find out to be the Necronomicon, and trying to impress her, he shows it to her, and she's like, well, let's fucking read it, and they do. The next day, school starts, and Hottie McChest Abs
shows up. Well, he doesn't even show up, he's just like, he's looking at them across, like, the parking lot or something.
Yeah, he's just there, and Ethnic Third Wheel is super threatened by him immediately.
So when's the point that she starts having her artistic endeavors that aren't actually her ability? Just
I think like that night, like after they read from it, and she like maybe draws a picture of like this really hot guy. But
there's a lot of monstrous stuff in the background.
Yeah,
she's really,
like there's tentacles.
This is just like my dream.
Yeah, except for without the tentacles. Yeah, like she sees this really hot guy with like a mass of tentacles behind him, and she's like horrified and turned on by this dream that I sleep drew. Yeah, so then one day they're at like a pool party because it's still she has terrible hydrophobia, by the way.
She hates water. She'll even joke about, like, in a self-deprecating way, that she can't even take a bath.
One day we're at a pool party and some guy, playfully being a jackass, like pushes her in.
Yeah, one of her. He like pull her in with him and be like dunking her and like threatening to like untie her bathing suit or something. Like,
no, I don't think it should be that threatening. I think it should be like innocent.
Okay, so we're going innocent.
Just like he's like horse playing with her, like come on.
Yeah.
And like immediately Cthulhu gets like that protective rage and just drives him insane. And so like he, for the rest of his life is like a shrieking vegetable.
Yeah. Which they'll blame on drugs.
Yeah, and Hot Cthulhu will never be held accountable.
Yes.
Lego Brick will never be troubled by this. Be like, you did this?
Wow, you're so powerful. What are you?
Yeah. Yeah, after this point, they need to have, like, their scene in the hospital.
Yeah.
Not in the hospital, but, like, he pisses her off somehow. Like, she's like, I know something's up with you. And he's like, you never know.
Yeah. Of course, but before all this, though, we're also introduced to the woman who will become the villain, who we've decided should be an adult who works at the university.
She's like an adjunct.
Yeah, and she's like super hot.
Yeah. And Lego Brick is immediately threatened by how hot she is.
But she should be described as this beautiful, gorgeous woman who has a desperate look to her eye.
Yeah.
Like, and not just because, like, she's like this cult leader, but also because she's a woman scorned.
Yeah, we know, like, she'll often be described as a woman scorned, but we'll never ever say why. No one will ever cop to who scorned her, why she was scorned.
I feel like Uncle Neil should know the story, but he never tells it.
Yeah, he's just like, oh, I know her.
Like
that's an interesting story, and then they get distracted by something else.
Yeah, so then she ends up at a college party, like, and of course she, like, drinks too much, like, or she doesn't realize, like, she's drinking alcohol. Like, I thought this was iced tea.
Yeah, wow. So I've never been to Long Island before. At the college party, drinks too much, gets almost raped.
Yeah, because
Cthulhu saves her from the almost rape. Again, we have another blithering insanity case, which gets blamed on drugs.
Oh, drugs. It's mostly bath salts it gets blamed on.
Because
then it's topical.
It'll turn into like 21 Jump Street, like on a subplot that we never see. And then like the real, like hardcore, he like phantoms her and kidnaps her and takes her into like his, I don't know, local lair, and she finds out the whole truth about the prophecy and how I don't want to devour you anymore. He does some really fucked up shit, like kidnap her, holds her against her will, probably holds her down, she goes, no, but really means yes.
Yeah.
And so now that, and he's like, I don't want to, devour you body and soul. What are we going to do? We're going to stop this prophecy. So they go to Uncle Nyarlathotep.
I'm so excited about Uncle Neil.
Special thanks to Dylan Turn for this one. That Nyarlathotep, he's like the most awesome character. He's like an old hippie or something, and he runs this Lovecraft basic cult shop, and he talks all the time about he and Nikola Tesla would go freak out this racist pulp horror writer. And basically, people will think, why the hell is this book not about Nyarlathotep, like, completely?
Yeah, and his, like, madcap adventures,
Yeah.
like, among humanity since the
And
dawn of
he'll
time.
start, like, he'll keep alluding to them, and our main characters will just no interest at all. So
Or
no
they'll,
interest
like,
at all.
they'll be, like, it'll be like, that's a great story. So back to, like,
I love. And then meanwhile, our hot villainess is a woman scorned.
Yes.
And
it turns out she's the cult leader.
Yeah, and eventually ethnic third wheel, who has been nothing but threatened by Cthulhu this whole time, and rightfully so, because he's an abusive fuck. Shit gets real when ethnic third wheel goes to the hot cult leader and gets brainwashed.
Ghostwriter Word makes a point of this, that the bad guy be portrayed as slutty and have her seduce Indian third wheel to get him on their side. That way we can double down on the weird sexual politics by having the main character be completely passive and also slut-shaming the villain and having sexually assertive women be the ultimate evil. Yeah!
Can do. And so basically, like, the third act will be all about stopping brainwashed ethnic third wheel and slutty villainous from using their cult powers to, summon the greater evil, which is, I guess, Azathoth.
Mm-hmm.
And that is our plot. Let the terrible details commence. The reason we're doing common seconds is because there was a lot of little details instead of big sweeping ones that we could divide by theme, so let's see what we got. We got a lot, and again, highlights reel. Sorry for people who didn't get it in, it was a lot, and especially the scenes, which are awesome, and we love, and
Oh, yeah.
here's some suggestions from Andrew Green that I like. Denny F. Birich is an anagram of bitchy friend. Kate S. Fiddick is an anagram of bat sidekick.
Kind of like the Kate Fiddick.
Kate Fiddick. Yeah, it even kind of sounds fat.
Yeah, right?
Fat and annoying.
It's actually quite a pleasant character.
Yeah, just
and
like,
it's actually probably the best friend you'll ever have, but,
Our Lego brick is threatened by all. We got a lot of votes for Bianca Slate.
Yeah.
I think Slate is good, but Bianca Slate's a little too on the nose.
Yeah,
Same with Tabula Rasa.
Yeah, I mean, as much as I love Bianca Slate and you love Tabula Rasa, it is just a little
too on the nose.
Well, among others, Melodia E. McIntyre wrote that Penelope, the character from The Honesty, is known for remaining chaste, waiting for her one true love, while 108 men want her desperately. And also she could go by Penny because she hates her name because it's weird. I love the idea of it being Penelope. It's the idea
Penelope,
of waiting.
Slate.
Yeah, I like...
Or Rasa.
Or Rasa.
Or Heart.
You know, because going for a nice, sock, because it's all about love.
We had a lot of funny, title ones. Kaylock Stevens suggests Chartreuse Whispers.
Sean Simonis. I have Verdant Dreams.
Olivine Nights, as well as Malachite Visions.
Ooh. I like the idea of using things like verdigris or viridian.
Yeah.
Those are good V's.
Gregory Lascalzo reminds us that verdigris, according to Wikipedia, is a common name for a green pigment obtained through the natural patina formed when copper, brass, or bronze is weathered. So that could,
that works really well.
Yeah, that could indicate that we have no idea what this word verdigris actually means.
Yeah. I like the idea of at least one of the chapters being undertow and submerged.
Dark Waters suggests Bethany Huff. Could be a good one. Laura Bacchus suggests Reign of Darkness, Dark Fate, Book of Fate, Low Tide, Riptide, Dark Waters.
Elizabeth Smith suggested Love Lies Dreaming, possibly followed by sequels Love Awakens and so on. I was noticing a lot of comments, for example, from Jet Black, that Cthulhu as being part of the swim team as being a thing. And while That would be hilarious. I think the problem with that is that actually makes him too social.
Yeah, a little too jockey.
Active
in the community.
Yeah, it's like, well, the thing is, it's like Edward is so super powerful. Like Christian Grey is obviously like very active.
Yeah.
But in
like
solitary ways.
Yeah, we want an Angel from Buffy. We don't want a Riley. Yeah. Although we did have a lot of suggestions that Hot Cthulhu's name is Riley. Like Rulia, however that's pronounced. Yeah. Which I think is a great idea. I really like Riley. Jamie of Needs More Gay fame suggested Sonia Slate as the protagonist. We liked the idea of Lego Bricks' mom and dad being named Sonia and Howard, after HP and his wife, Sonia. Dr. Rice suggested that we got some sort of ominous catchphrase that the cult keeps saying that never gets explained, like, this is the twilight of the universe or something. Yes. Can do. Another one from Dylan Turn that Hot Cthulhu, whenever she's having those dreams, it's actually him possessing her body. And she likes it because he's always inside her.
It's like, I was using you, and she's like, but I liked it. So good job, Internet.
Right. We're about to the point where we can start accepting applications for our ghostwriters. And I guess I should preface this by saying we're going to have 5, maybe 6, and a backup or 2 in case anyone flakes. So there will not be many, because this is only a 70,000 word novel, and we're having ghostwriters do chunks of it just so we can have a quicker turnover than it would take to actually write a novel. But basically, if you think you could write 5,000 to 10,000 words in 2 weeks.
And 4 or 5 days of Nano?
Yeah, exactly. It's like 4 or 5 days of Nano. If you could do a NaNoWriMo, you could do this. Please don't apply if you can't turn around 10,000 words in 2 weeks. And we are paying for this. We'll tell you the rate once we, get you on board. So the way this is gonna work is you send us a writing sample at this email address that I've totally made by today with contact information, your email address, a way to get in touch with you, and a no more than 250 word scene based on some of the scenes we've read, just anything that you feel captures your voice.
A scene involving our 2 leads.
Or ethnic third wheel, or
the parents.
Slutty antagonists. Or
Blank
Cool
Slate
Uncle
with
Neil.
Her. Or Cool Uncle Neil.
Who
I'd read the shit out of those.
Gets the hell ignored out of him. Yeah. Make the subject line 50 Shades of Green sample. And again, don't do this if you can't churn out 10,000 words in 2 weeks. And we're not going to respond to comments on our episode next week. Next week, we're going to talk about location, not really responding to comments, because we're going to spend the next 2 weeks wading through our samples and
finalizing an outlook.
Yeah, finalizing the outline. So 2 weeks from now, we will have answers as to who we are going to bring on board and what our final outline will be. And again, remember to check for updates at shayapocalypse.com and follow us on Twitter at shayapocalypse or at sexyalienbook, where I retweet the funny things people say at me.
And remember, friends, we do this for you, but we do this for literature. Because some things should not stand, but if they must, by God, we should at least make something from it. Something that we can look at and say, I might not be proud of it, but it might make me a few bucks on the side. And isn't that what it's all about?
Winning!